Let's go back and talk to that fine old gentleman and be like, yo dog. Fuck! What are you not telling me? What are you telling me? I agree, Big Mac. Having a landmine next to somebody's bed seems like an awfully odd place. I agree. I agree. Bit strange. Bit strange. But for now, I'll allow it. Let's just do... Alright. Wait a minute. East Central! So I don't know how much more evidence I can possibly collect now. Where am I going here? Right, this is the hotel. Yep. I love how this event has to happen on polar opposite sides of this city. Killing me softly. Killing me softly. I should probably not tell his wife there's a possible friggin' affair happening right now.
Sure.
Jolie, coming to check in on an old man? I must confess,
Soon, old friend. We don't want to go to trial and...
Oh, I grow weary of staring at these four bare walls. But I suppose you know what you're doing. You know, the role of arbiter cannot be taken lightly.
Well, I was at the hotel, I admit. And I did meet Eliza there that night, but it's not what you think. I was working with Republic intelligence.
Really?
We were pretending to feed information to the Sith when I turned Eliza into a double agent working for us. It was going well, too, until she turned up dead. Maybe the Sith had found out I was turning her and had her eliminated. But let's look at the facts they've given. Eliza was brutally killed. Think about that. She was a Sith, trained in battle, and I'm just a crippled old man. My war injuries make it difficult for me to walk, even to hold things. See how my hands are shaking? How could I kill a Sith warrior at close quarters? I ask you! Further, they say they found my hero's cross at the crime scene. Would I leave my war medal behind if I killed someone? Even I'm not that stupid. Obviously the Sith planted the cross. And what about the lack of forensic evidence? Skin and hair samples, clothing fibers. Why isn't there anything like that at the crime scene? Sounds like an obvious frame-up to me. I hope you can see how the Sith are manipulating the Cellcat, and probably even you to set up this against me. We need to get this over with quickly and clear my name. Anything else I can help you with? I want my Arbiter to be well prepared before we go to trial.
This guy's getting more and more suspicious as shit gets more real. I don't know.
But anything...
Not what I...
Go ahead, ask. I don't know what this must look like, yes. Yes, we were having an affair. I know it was wrong, but I'm a weak man.
Oh, God.
Alasa was beautiful and young. How was I to resist her charms?
Oh, her tits were so
I
firm and my
loved her.
wife's can be
Please.
tied in a knot.
I know I made a terrible mistake getting involved with Alasa, but I was going there to break it off with her. I did it, but found out later that she was dead. I don't deserve to go to jail just for having an affair, do I? You have to help me prove that I wasn't the killer. Go ahead, Ed. A Rhodian? I didn't know there were any Rhodians on Manan. Oh, except for Tybark and this one named Glupar who was hanging around the hotel all the time. Okay, so maybe there are a whole bunch of Rhodians on Manan. But what does that matter? If he planted evidence at the scene, it's a clear sign of a frame-up. He probably took all the evidence of the real killer at the same time. The evidence of a Sith conspiracy keeps getting stronger, doesn't it? I suspect there's still stuff you want to clear up. Go ahead, ask. Ask what you need to. I've got nothing to hide.
Really?
How would they know? They... what? You should... Go... So the truth is out. I never meant to kill her, you know. When I
Whoa,
found out she was a
fucking
Sith
la-di-da.
spy using me to gain information, that something inside me just snapped. She didn't know I had found out. So I waited until she fell asleep. And then I killed her.
Well, this is gonna be an easy case.
Simple, really. But once I realized what I'd done, I panicked. I contacted those spies from the Republic to help me. They found the illegal monitoring device that the Sith had planted in the room, altered its recording to hide my part in it, and cleared up the evidence. I figured that was the end of it. The Sith must have been spying on me and Alasa, trying to make sure she wasn't a double agent. They must have seen the Republic spies getting rid of all the evidence, so they planted their own evidence. Alasa must have stolen that hero's cross from me long ago and given it to her Sith masters like some kind of trophy. I just thought I'd misplaced it.
Jolie,
When
what
the
do you have to
cross
say
turned
about
up
all
on
this?
her body, I knew the Sith had put it there. So, now you know the whole story. What are you going to do?
You're guilty, you what do you want me to tell them? Well, he's such a good guy. He's faithful to his wife. He's a war hero with a, you know, a gimped leg. His hands shake all the time. He can't even whack off properly in the morning. Obviously, he's completely guilt-free. Let the man... No! Bitch, you were fucking with a friggin' 20-year-old woman with nice perky titties because you couldn't get the shit from your wife and you got upset when you had to break it off and she found out about all your shit anyway, so you had to put a gun in the back of her head, you old fuck! You're going down! Confess.
You think I'm some kind of monster, don't you? All I did was kill a Sith. How many Sith have you killed? Dozens? Hundreds? Thousands?
That's different, Sunry, and you know it. We don't kill them in cold blood while they sleep.
I don't see how the two of us are any different. She was a spy. She was using me to get information so Malak's army could destroy the Republic. She deserved his eye. If I confess, I'm looking at 20 years in prison. And the Otto City officials might even place KOTOR sanctions on the Republic Embassy. Without KOTOR, how can we treat the injuries to our soldiers on the front lines?
No, I can't do that. And put the Republic's supply of KOTOR in danger. No, I won't. Look, I may have done something stupid, and it may only be worse for my standing by it, but I will not confess. If you turn me in, the Republic will likely lose its KOTOR export privileges, and then we'll lose the war for sure. Are you going to send all those thousands, millions?
Sunry, this is wrong and you know it. I am a Jedi. What is it that you expect me to do to defend your actions?
You do whatever you have to, Jolie. I know what I did, but I also know what's at stake here. No, I'll rot in here if I have to. But I won't betray the Republic. Do what you have to, but know what the consequences will be.
Bitch, they aren't gonna fucking do that because you did. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to light this guy up like a Christmas tree in court. My own guy. They're gonna say, good job for being impartial and being truthful. When we know what is at stake, we will not hinder the Republic's efforts for this, and we will sweep under the carpet. That's what's gonna happen. This is gonna be real easy. All of that for that one Man, that language is long-winded. Sunry is guilty of murder. I have this recording as proof. GG!
I'm sorry, Sunry. And Alora, there's nothing more we can do.
Oh, Sunry, no!
Oh no! GG! GG!
Got something on your mind, dude? You did what was necessary. Sunry was guilty, as sad as that fact makes me. Justice had to be done. Doesn't matter that his victim was a Sith or that he was once a hero. I only wish that my old friend hadn't done it. But that's the thing about wishes. They don't come true. And now Sunry's dead, which is a shame. He was a good man, you know, once. I don't want to talk about this anymore. My jaw aches.
Oh, if you weren't sucking all that friggin' dick.
Got something on... Did I say that? Strange the tricks memory plays on you when you get older. Didn't I say that my past was my affair? You don't see me poking and prodding you with questions, do you?
I'm sorry, but I just cleared up this whole fucking court case, but I didn't have to do dick, so you better speak up, old bitch!
I'm not here to satisfy your curiosity. No staring at the old man, that's what the sign says, damn it. And besides, you don't really want to hear about me. We're talking ancient history, probably before you were born. History bores kids. Proven fact. Oh, fine, fine. Have it your way. Just don't cry about it later. Yes, I was an adventurer. Happy now? I wasn't even done with my Jedi training back then. I had a full head of hair and an eagerness to see absolutely everything. Sound familiar? The Council was never happy with willful, brash Jolie Bindo, you see. Even less so when I began my smuggling career.
Huh!
Don't look at me like that, damn it. I wasn't always the wrinkled coot I am now, you know. I can still fight, too. So wipe off that smirk I see there. At the time, the Yukata system was interdicted by its own king. He preferred to keep his people starving and poor, all the better to oppress them. The Senate was trying to negotiate a peace, but they were getting nowhere as usual. I decided I wasn't going to wait. I found myself a ship and a partner, and we began smuggling food and supplies to the Yukata citizenry through the blockade. Oh, it was. I was a half-decent pilot in those days, and with the Force guiding me, we made it through some tough spots nobody else would have.
I like how I'm barely paying any attention to him right now. I'm just like talking out the side of my mouth.
Pilot, smuggler, several other things too. Or did you suppose I was always a crotchety hermit? Well, we didn't buy all the equipment per se. Some were happy to donate goods. Some we just
Freaking
knew had more than they could use.
Angelina Broly Robin Hood.
Stole is such a harsh word. They would have donated those goods readily enough if they were compassionate. I considered it a tax on the greedy. We only got caught once. A lone Yukatish frigate shot us down and forced a crash landing. I thought the Force had abandoned me, as I remember. Well, as it happens, getting shot down turned out to be very fortunate. That day was the day I
lost my virginity. That day was also the day that I got to thank my man Daniel for a 5 sheet. Thank you very much, Daniel. That's very much appreciated. But yes, go on.
Well, that was the day I met my wife. It's all right. When you're digging through the trash, you shouldn't be surprised when you encounter something unpleasant. If it's all the same to you, I'd prefer to stop talking now. My mouth is starting to draw flies.
You brush your fucking teeth, maybe it wouldn't be a problem. Alright, so... Great, so there's more to be done there. Great. Let's just make sure that we can't further this conversation.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Babies and how they're born. But I don't want to look at you while we're having this conversation because I'm uncomfortable. I don't really feel like turning around. To be honest, I just like to stare down this long, empty hallway. If that's all the same to you.
Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that. In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds. KOTOR was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran. They swooped down from space, across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed. We were not members of the Republic. KOTOR was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim. And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it. My parents carried me as a baby with them and were lucky enough to escape. They fled as far as they were able and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, made everyday life unnecessarily hard. My father turned to stimulants.
Uh-oh.
He spent much of
Cocaine!
his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die. Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now.
Are you sure?
How may I be What is it you would like? After my father died, my mother was left to
Looks like
support
she
my
does
mother.
actually.
A single non-human woman, living in one of the worst, most violent slums on Taris. It was not easy for her. When my father was killed, it seemed that something in her began to die as well. She worked. She worked as hard as she was able. But over time, she began to waste away. I later learned that she was unable to get enough money to feed both of us, and had to start borrowing from the exchange, a band of cutthroats and smugglers. But even that was not enough. She hid what she was doing from me. She gave most of her food to me so that I would be strong, but she herself was suffering deeply from it. In the end, she could go on no longer, and collapsed at the cantina where she worked one day. She never recovered. There was nothing really that I could do for her. She left me no money, and no doctor would see her without being paid first. I sat by her bed for days as she lay there dying. I never want that to happen to someone I care about ever again. But there was still the money she had borrowed. She had never paid it back and made no provisions for her death. You must understand. The exchange is brutal. They care nothing for the life of a sentient being. They are the major suppliers of slaves on Taris. They thought it would be appropriate that, with my mother owing them money, the debt should be passed on to me. And with no way to pay, they took me by force. You have no idea what it is like to be bound like a beast and treated as such. It was the worst time of my life. They treated me like livestock. They were waiting for a buyer to give them some credits for me when the Jedi came to fight the Mandalorians. The Jedi could not abide by what they saw there, and drove the exchange from the face of the world, freeing those of us imprisoned there. But the Jedi soon left to fight their war, and I was left with a dream. I swore that I would become a Jedi. As soon as I had enough money to do it, I bought passage on a freighter headed for Dantooine. We both know what has happened since then. I am grateful to you for having given me the opportunity to fulfill my dream, rather than become what I hated. Someday, I may make it up to you. But for now, let us keep on the task at hand. How may I be?
I was wondering if maybe we could continue talking from the back while I'm just shouting down this
What
hallway.
is it you would... I have been thinking much about our journey, and I am grateful and honored that you have accepted me with you. It is an honor to be by your side, and to see you redeemed from the dark path you had chosen before. We KOTOR do not make friends easily, or for long. Even on Dantooine, I remained alone. Not ostracized exactly, but separate.
Play me the song of your people.
In truth, I have lived in the Republic too long, and I know little. I never met any others of my race other than my parents. But we are not diplomats. We do not deal well with groups. This situation is new to me. It is warming. I feel almost welcome. Needed. You seem to be very decisive when it is required of you. It is reassuring to know that I can count on someone like you.
I love how this is choice number 1. Because it's exactly the response I was going for.
Yes, and that is my point. I find it difficult to explain. It is so different from what I'm used to. Just thank you for accepting me.
Dear God, Bison, is that a 3D model Settlers of Catan board? Oh my damn! Well, that shit's just friggin' epic. That shit is just epic! Alright, now.
How may I be a... What is it you would...
Just want to make sure that there's nothing left to talk about here. Great. Awesome. Mission effing complete. Audi 5000. Peace! Alright. Now, I wonder if there is... No, there's nothing to be done there either. So we've exhausted our discussions with Juani, and we're done with the kid, and we're missing Bastila, and we're done with Zalbar, and my fucks for Canderous are basically 0. But my touch of OCD is not going to let me friggin' get away with that. So let's go and... Well, no, because then I have to talk to HK too. No, my fuck's 0. I mean, the HK thing's really cool and everything, but you guys can look that shit up on YouTube somewhere else to see that whole quest line. I need to just play. Let's go. Alright. Onward. So, I'm pretty sure the only planet left... I should probably... Actually, let's make a stop in at Yavin. There might be some stuff to buy at the store! Uh-oh. Do I have to shoot some shit?
Incoming fighters!
Suck it, bud. Suck it, bud. God, it takes forever to turn this thing around. Get out of here. All right. What the fuck? Is that a Gizka? What is that? I like their language. Short. To the point. Yes?
Chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi inki mulira kun ki mulira tong hitwama agi inko tune achua penti jiska dosoki ki.
Okay. Some of these items are just ridiculous. Oh my god. That's just retarded. 2 to 12 with a damage bonus of 2 to 12. Blasters. Stabilizer gloves. That's just nuts. Those are really nice. Pretty sure I have level 3 implants now. Immunity to mind affecting and poison. Three dexterity and 5 blaster bolt deflection is pretty good. Oh, does this like queue up different shit if you come back later again? Alright, well, fuck it. Fuck it. We'll do a flyby. We'll come back again. If he's gonna sell different stuff, then we'll check it out. Because that stuff's okay, but nothing I really need necessarily. Because I want to gear up and then be done with it. I think we only have 2 planets left, don't we?
Yes, what's on your mind?
Maybe we have 3. Oh,
You got it.
Not what I wanted to do.
Incoming fighters!
Freaking fighters. Alright, you bastards. I mean, I guess I could also, after going back here, just go to, Korriban and then come back again. What do I got right now? Oh, I thought I had implants. Who do I have implants on? I thought I had implants on somebody. Maybe I gave that to Karth or some shit. Because the last fight in this game can be a bit of a dick. If you're not doing like one of the broken builds.
Chua pengki, yun pati sa ki kak ki mu.
Yeah, this is all the same shit right now. So, I might have to, like, go and... Might have to go and do another planet and come back. I gain one more attack with that. And better chance to hit. Versus jacking up dexterity and even more blaster bolt deflections, which I don't even think is that necessary. She's got nothing. Wouldn't hurt to have her have something, but...
Sure.
8,000 credits is a bit aggressive. Alright, well, let's get the fuck out of here. Looks like we're going to Korriban after all. The fuck? Korriban is the last star map, isn't it? Or is there one more after Korriban? Because I've gone to all the other planets. Oh, dream time again. Oh boy.